Yo, what's up? My name is Pooh Cluster, and today I'm gonna be talking to you guys about college, I guess. So sorry I haven't been uploading recently. This video is gonna be a little different, and I'm sorry about the audio quality. Um, yeah, because like I don't really have a microphone right now. My friend's borrowing it, so I'm using the one on the DSLR. And yeah, about the uploading, sorry I haven't been uploading because I've been busy with school, internship, job, uh, social life, I guess. Anyways, oh, and college, which is what we're going to be talking about today. So this video is intended for those of you who are transitioning from this life of high school to college, like if you're a senior of high school, senior year in high school, and you're planning to go to college, this is for you, or for those of you who are yet to go to college. So I'll be honest with you, I'm just going to tell you my story, I guess. The college process wasn't really that great for me. It was kind of rough, to be honest. I've had to, yeah, it's rough. I'm currently an IB diploma with an unweighted GPA of a 3.8, and my SAT is a 1370, which I don't really consider that good for the colleges I applied to, but those are my statistics. So the colleges I applied to, and these are in no particular order: the University of Washington, which is also known as UW, Washington State University, which is also known as WASU. Actually, it's known as Wazoo by most people, but I say WASU because there's no Z in WASU. California Polytechnic State University, also known as Cal Poly. It's located in San Luis Obispo, so it's also called Cal Poly SLO. And then 4 UC schools, which are University of California schools. There's UCLA, that's a popular one, which is UC Los Angeles. UC Berkeley, that's a really good one. There's UC Santa Barbara, that's pretty chill. And UC San Diego, woo, you know. So I applied to all of these schools, and the number one school I really wanted to get into was UW, University of Washington, because it had so many benefits to it. It's in-state because I'm a Washingtonian. I live in Washington. I really wanted to say that word, Washingtonian. It's in-state. It's really cheap because it's in-state. And also the comp sci program, the computer science program at University of Washington is super good. Like I've experienced it firsthand. Well, like I haven't attended a class, but I've seen it firsthand, and it has a really good reputation overall. Like you check online, University of Washington's pretty solid for the money that you'd be paying to go there. Really good. And because of that, I really, really had my heart set on UW. And then there's also WASU. Really quick debrief about WASU. It is my safety school. That is because they have a rule. They have a rule that says if you have above a 3.5 GPA, you automatically get accepted into the college itself. So that's why I applied, because I knew 100% I would get into that college. So then, once senior year started, college admissions started to roll out. Except all of my colleges announced their decisions in March. Well, technically Cal Poly releases in April 1st, but it's basically March. So anyways, hold on, I'm gonna sneeze. Anyways, all of my colleges started to release out in March, and by the start of the senior year, already a lot of people started to hear back from the colleges because of early decision, early admission, and being an athlete. And I don't look down upon that. It's just that it adds on to the stress that is me, because I'm in kind of a normal admission guy. None of my colleges offer early admission or early decision. So I had to deal with waiting until March to hear back from any of my colleges. But fun fact, once February hit, a lot of my friends started to hear back from Cal Poly, which is one of the schools I applied to. And they were like, oh yeah, I got into bioengineering, I got into biology, I got into computer science. So then I checked my account, my portal, my application status for Cal Poly, and it said no determination. Now that really freaked me out because even though it's not a rejection, my gosh, even though it's not a rejection, it really added on to the stress because I really wanted to get into a college. And then keep in mind, when I applied to all of these colleges, I told myself, okay, any of these are colleges that I get into, I wouldn't mind really going to. If I got into the college, it'd be great if I went there. But in my heart, or in my mind, in my heart really, in my mind, I knew, I told myself, I can't really imagine myself going anywhere but UW, University of Washington. Okay, so then the Cal Poly was like kind of adding on the stress. Oh, if I don't get in Cal Poly, maybe I won't get into UW. So then afterwards, around March, that's when it starts, right? So around like March 5th, no, March 10, March 8, I guess. Around that time, I get a application status update from University of California, San Diego, and I got accepted. It was all good. I felt really happy that day, not because I got into the college, but because I knew it was more competitive than University of Washington, so therefore I would get into University of Washington, correct? University of Washington, based on its statistics last year, had a 3.78 average GPA and an average SAT out of 1600 of a 13.7. No, it had an average SAT out of 1600 of 1290. So based on my stats, I thought I would get in. So then once March 15th hits, and that's when University of Washington applications start to roll out. It goes from March 15th to March 31st. Once March 15th hit, a lot of people from my school started to post, oh, check your portal. If you have your transcript uploaded to University of Washington portal, then you're in. And so I logged on, and my application didn't have a transcript uploaded to it. Like, a lot of people had their transcripts uploaded already, and they were telling each other, they're like, oh, look, I got into University of Washington. And then I was there just sitting, kind of like, oh, I haven't gotten it yet. And that really added on to the stress, and that's when I started to have panic attacks for like an entire week. I didn't check my phone for the entire week just because I knew if I got an email from University of Washington, that meant I got rejected, because they only send rejections through email, and they send their acceptances through envelopes, the acceptance envelopes. And I didn't really check my phone for an entire week. And a lot of people were really confident too. They were like, "Oh, Mark, you're gonna get into University of Washington." Some people even started to bet. They were like, "Oh, Mark, I'll bet $30 that you will get into University of Washington." So I guess that made me feel better. It helped me get through the week. But then, by the end of that week, like 1 a.m. on a Saturday night, I couldn't handle it anymore, and I checked my email, and for sure, there it was. The epitome of my life. An email from University of Washington admissions ... So I opened it, and I got waitlisted. Now I know waitlisted is not a rejection, but I treat it like a rejection just because a lot of the times universities try to give you hope by saying, oh, look, you're on this wait list. But also it helps you move on from like something that might not even be there, you know? So there it was. I got waitlisted. I didn't get into the school that I worked 4 years for. And for a while that felt really awful. That was the epitome of my life. I was at an all-time low. That's a song. So there I was, only with that UC San Diego. So then next was UCLA. That came out. I got rejected. Then UC Santa Barbara came out, and I was like, oh, okay, if I get in San Diego, I might get into Santa Barbara, because San Diego has better stats than Santa Barbara in terms of GPA and SAT. And I got rejected from Santa Barbara also. I can't really explain it, you know, it's just like it happens at that point. And then UC Berkeley, I wasn't really expecting that. rejected. Yeah, well, that's because it's like too good for me, to be honest. So, after all of that, I only got into two schools: my safety school, WASU, and UC San Diego. Now, reflecting on it, I was like, okay, I guess I have to look at UC San Diego because that's like the only school I can go to now. And I looked at it and I realized it's not actually like that bad. Because I looked at it and they're actually really welcoming. They have a lot of communities there. The Filipino community actually reached out to me through email. Oh shoot. Now you know. Now you know I'm Filipino. Okay, cool. Anyways, yeah, the Filipino community reached out to me. A lot of other communities reached out to me. What's really interesting is, despite UC San Diego being a smaller school in terms of how many people are there compared to UW, UC San Diego has 8 acapella groups and UW only has 1. And these, like, when I say acapella groups, I mean like audition-based acapella groups. So yeah, I emailed their groups and they said that I can audition to be their beatboxer. And then when I emailed Fermata also, I was like, can I be your beatboxer? And they're like, oh yeah, you can audition to be our beatboxer, but you'd also have to sing, you know. And it was like things like this. It was like things like this just made me appreciate UC San Diego a little bit more and realize that it was actually a really, really good school. The only thing that made it not as appealing as UW at this point was just the price. Because UC San Diego is still like really good for computer science, according to like what I've read online. I'm gonna tour it so I can see it in person. But yeah, I realized going into the college application process, going through all of this pain, just like, I need UW and that's it. I realized that kind of mentality is not really worth it. You can have a dream school. You can have this one school that you really want to go to, but just because you don't get into it doesn't mean that, I mean, you'll feel down for a bit, but just because you don't get into it doesn't mean that you are a failure. That you should not devalue yourself. And maybe just because you don't get in, it maybe means that you're more fit for some other college. There are a lot of colleges out there, not just UW for me. There are a lot of colleges out there that can offer you this exact same that can offer you the exact same experience as the one college that rejected you. Maybe they can offer you something even better, maybe a better fit for you. Who knows? It's just that, like, don't have that mentality where you just have your heart set on this one college. Because there are a lot of colleges out there, honestly. And for me, like, looking back at it, I can't really recall a single benefit other than price of attending UW rather than attending UC San Diego, other than, I guess, leaving my friends. But I'm really excited to, like, kind of start anew. But I'm just saying this so you don't, like, go through what I went through, I guess. So just remember, like, when you go through, like, the college application, you want to have an open mind, I guess. You want to have an open mind, just go into the college process. Apply to colleges you want to go to, apply to one safety school, and you're good. If you get into any of them, then that's good, because then you know that there's at least one college that you'd want to go to. Not like me, where I'd say I'd want to go to them, but in reality, all I really wanted was UW. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Just don't stress yourself out. College, no matter where you go, I think college will be fun. And I'm really excited and looking forward to going to UC San Diego. Even though, yeah. I think that's all I have to say. Honestly. You got this. Alright, so peace out. How do I usually say goodbye? How do I say goodbye? Alright, peace out. my dudes.